Hey, what is going on, guys? Dr. Jaws here, bringing you a tutorial on how to ninja defuse in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. In this video, I'm going to cover the class setup, how to customize your player to increase your chances of not being seen. I'll show you what it looks like when you're prone, I'll show you some techniques to play dead, I'll show you how to stash the defuse, and how to approach the bomb. By the end of this video, you guys will be better at ninja defusing and you will have a good time. Yay! So, let's get right into it. I'm going to try and cover everything as quickly and efficiently as possible. First, we'll go over the class setup. The class I've made here is what I believe to be the best ninja defuse class in the game. Granted, you'll have to rank up a bit in order to unlock some of the perks, attachments, wildcards, exo abilities, and exo launchers. So first, as you can see, I took off my primary weapon. I do this because it allows me to gain another slot for the Pick 13 system. My secondary is a pistol. You can use whatever pistol you feel most comfortable with, but it helps if you have a small pistol. I have the pistol just in case I do run into an enemy player, and that way I can defend myself. I put a silencer on it in order to stay off the minimap. Moving on to perk 1, I have low profile, which keeps you from being seen from UAVs, tracking rounds, and exo pings. It's very important to have this perk because if an enemy player calls in a UAV, or anything that can give away your position on the minimap, you're gonna have a bad time. Alright, I also used a wildcard slot for perk 1 and chose lightweight, which allows your player to run faster, which is great for getting to your ninja defuse spot as quickly as possible. For perk 2, I have cold-blooded. Cold-blooded is very important. It keeps you from being seen by any sort of special sites, keeps your gamertag from being seen by the enemy team, which is great, and it keeps you immune to in-game enemy callouts. With perk 3, I decided to go with Blast Suppressor. This is a totally new perk, which has to do with the new exo movement system. Whenever you complete an exo move during the game, you show up on the enemy radar. This perk keeps you from showing up on the enemy minimap when performing exo moves. There may be some places where you need to use the exo movement to get to your ninja defuse spot, so if you have this perk, you can get there successfully without being seen. Next, we'll go over the exo abilities. I have the exo mute device, which is basically a temporary dead silence. I chose it just in case the enemy team is sound whoring. It's pretty difficult to sound whore in this game, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. You honestly could use any of the exo abilities, and they could each benefit you in some sort of way. There is the cloaking exo ability as well, which makes you kind of invisible for a bit, but I don't think it's very effective, and it's pretty easy for me to see an enemy that has the cloaking device. I don't really recommend it. Then there are the exo launchers. I use the exo launchers as a way to play dead, which we will cover a little later. Again, you could choose whatever exo launcher you want, except for the frag grenade. Don't use the frag grenade.
Charlie. Hey, what does this look like? Come here.
What does this look like?
Like you're pointing at me.
Oh shit! I forgot that was a frag grenade. Don't use the frag grenade. The frag grenade. Alright. I also set up another class that's pretty similar to the class we went over, except I have a primary in place for the exo ability, just in case I think I can't get to my ninja spot without encountering an enemy player. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and move on to how to customize your player. Oh my gosh, gonna give you guys such a fabulous makeover, and all the honeys on the battlefield are gonna get moist and are gonna be checking you out with your nice honey. Typically, you're gonna want to customize your guy to wear darker clothing or some sort of camo that you think will blend well with your surroundings. So my guy is looking pretty fly for a white guy and will be able to stay hidden in shaded areas. Yeah, I said it. Grover's guy is looking pretty stealthy as well and is a good example of a sneaky snake. Then there's Noble. Noble is what I like to call an obvious otter. His guy will stick out like a minority at a KKK meeting. If your guy is sticking out like a minority at a KKK meeting, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, so now all the basics of class ups and customization is out of the way. Let's go out into the field to discuss ninja defuse techniques. Alright, welcome to the field, soldier. I'm going to show you some helpful tips to make sure you're going to have a good time. First, here's an example of what it looks like when you lay down prone. Note that it looks a lot better to have some small pistol out than a big fat gun. You don't have to worry if you have a big gun for a primary as long as you have a secondary. When switching to your secondary, the primary disappears instead of being on your back like previous CODs. I also prefer a pistol over a knife because pistol makes your guy's posture stay in tight and you don't move around as much. As you can see, your guy still moves around a bit when just lying prone. To keep your guy from moving, or in other words, to play dead, hold out your exo launcher and lay still. Your character will not move at all. One way to play dead in previous CODs was to rapidly tap YY or triangle. This is not the case in Advanced Warfare. It looks like you're trying to jerk off your gun, and if an enemy player comes around the corner to see you jerking off your own gun, you're gonna have Chris Hansen called on you and you will have a bad time, that's right. Okay, next we are going to go over my favorite type of ninja diffuses, the statue ninja diffuse. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as good to statue diffuse in this game like it did in all previous CODs, so I think it's going to be a lot harder, but still doable. What you're going to want to do is go up against a wall or some sort of surface, and while your pistol is out, hold out the exo launcher, and again your guy will stay perfectly still, like a statue, hence the name. Don't use primary to do this because it will stick out more. Sometimes, due to where you position yourself, it will be more beneficial to statue while looking straight down, like Noble, or straight up, like Taco is doing. Most of the time, it will be better just to look forward because it is hard to hear when the bomb is being planted, so as long as you have your eyes near the bomb, you're good to go. Next, we'll go over places where you should hide. The best places will be dark areas or in tall grass or somewhere your character will blend in easily. So, we have Noble as an example of somewhere to play dead that is a good hiding spot. Then we have Grover. Grover is looking like a tourist who decided to do the all-day spa treatment. Unfortunately for him, the enemy team will see him very easily and his spa day is going to be cut short and he will have a bad time. Noble, on the other hand, is not going to be seen and he will have a good time. Same goes for statue diffusing. This time Noble is in a terrible spot, while Grover is in a great spot that will fool enemies, which will allow Grover to get a ninja diffuse and he will have a good time. Last thing I will cover is how to approach the bomb. Approaching the bomb is fairly simple. Be cautious when you approach the bomb carrier. There may be some enemy teammates around. If there is, wait until there is an opportune moment to sneak past everyone and then go for the diffuse. When you approach the planner, make sure you can see the middle of his back so you won't be seen. If the planner is facing you, try to take a route that keeps you from being seen from his field of vision, and then get behind him for the diffuse. So, that is basically all you need to know about ninja diffusing in Advanced Warfare. One final thing is you don't need to worry about silent diffusing in this game because there's virtually no sound made when you are planting or diffusing the bomb. So that is it. Remember to follow the #1 rule of ninja diffusing, which is never let the enemy know you are ninja diffusing. Follow these tips and you'll be a successful ninja diffuser on Advanced Warfare and you are going to have a good time. If you have any suggestions on what you would do different, feel free to leave a comment below. Toodles.